Ruffle your hair, ruffle your hair and puff your cheeks and pull your ears and click your teeth. Eyebrows up and eyebrows down and make a sound and make a frown.
This podcast shares personal stories and professional insights, but it's not a substitute for medical advice or therapy. If you're looking for support, do speak to someone qualified and trained in child development or special needs care. You'll find the full disclaimer on the screen and in the show note.
Welcome to another episode of Adapting Together podcast. We are a podcast to empower, support, and inspire parents and caregivers of neurodivergent children. My name is Cindy. Today, together with me, we have Kaveen and also Carmen.
Hello.
Hi.
Right, so today we're going to talk a topic related to music.
So we're going to sing a topic, not talk.
And
Yes.
we actually have a chance to know Sherrene. This is our guest today, and I know her about 8 years ago. Yeah, and she's one of the pioneer music therapists in Malaysia. I think she will agree with me on that, right?
Sort of. There were only 5 of us when I started practicing.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was probably the 6th or the 7th one.
Yes.
in the country.
Wow, so I was that time has a chance to invite her to come into our center and conduct a session with kids, with parents, and with the therapist. And I remember it was a very fun session.
Yes.
And today, if you are looking at what we have on the table, we know that today is not going to be like just a talking session.
Yes.
It will be a session that's full of music. And I would like to pass the time to Sherrene and then let her introduce a little bit about herself and talk a bit about her background with us. Yeah.
Thank you, Carmen and team, for this opportunity. It's definitely a great chance to showcase what music therapy is all about and to share with you the passion that actually grew. Well, honestly, I didn't grow up thinking I wanted to be a music therapist. I wanted to be a doctor or wanted to be a chemical engineer, actually. So I did my A-levels and all, but long story short, I think the more I knew about the power of music, which I discovered through a book that I read actually when I was in university. It's called The Secret Power of Music. It made such an impact that till today I can still remember the content of the book and the experiments that they were doing to prove that music is actually powerful because it consists of so many elements, and we talk about frequencies and stuff like that. So from there on, I became really, really curious about really the power of music. And because I was exposed to music since at a young age, I started learning piano. So being a music therapist was something that I needed to work towards, actually. There was no, up to today, you don't see LinkedIn hiring music therapists, for example, you don't see it postings anywhere. But I guess with supportive parents, they were like, okay, so long as you can put food on the table and take care of yourself, you go do what you want to do. So that's how I ended up with all the experiences that I had. I worked in a chemical company, I worked in an advertising company, and I sort of knew that those were areas that I've tried, but I wasn't passionate about, I was still thinking of music and health. So again, going back to I wanted to be a doctor, I'm like, no, I don't want to be a specialist because it takes so long, 10 years to study, and then, So music and health was for me like the perfect cross. And that was what music therapy could allow me to do, actually. And I quit my job, my corporate job, to study a master's in music, University of Melbourne. I did 2 years there. And when I was there, it was like a dream come true because I had the opportunity to work in the Alfred Psychiatry Facility where I get to be in a hospital setting. And I was also interning in Monash Children's Hospital. So I get to work with some patients over there, and mostly I work with the adolescents who had eating disorder. Yeah, so however, after that, I still wasn't really sure if music therapy was something I wanted to do until I came back. And as I work with the children that I was working with, that being a music therapist kind of like grew in me. Like, yeah, this is fun, and this is really exciting, and it's really worth the energy, being able to work with another person and to see how we could connect just through music.
You
So-
found your calling lah.
In a way, yes. But I think I am still discovering, because I think like I was just talking to Carmen just now quite a bit before the recording, is that we actually grow together with our client. So I was working with children when I was starting off, because that was like the easy way in. They were already there, and I was at the right place at the right time. I was in Klang, the only music therapist in the entire area. So when one parent know about me, they were like so excited, and it's amazing the parent support. Like almost every other day, I'll get calls from parents like, "Can you come and see my kid? Can you come and see my kid?" And that time, it was like, for me, it was precious because I was able to see children that weren't able to leave home, weren't able to be transported out from home to center because they were too weak, or they were just physically unable to do that at that point in time. So I find that was really fulfilling when I was doing home visits. Then as the years goes, you work in organizations, in different centers, and then the kid that I used to see when I was practicing in my first 3 years, now teenager and young adult already. So it's like, wow, So my work has already also evolved since then. And also with the exposure that I gained, like getting to speak at conferences like NECIC, and running workshops in different states in the country. So you get to meet people, and then it started to grow on you, like, starting to think more than just music therapy, thinking about inclusion, thinking about advocating, giving a voice to the people that we work with. So now that is where I feel like I'm heading towards. And also, I'm also currently working more with adults, young adults, and teenagers. Yeah, so that's like a progression, like different phases of being a music therapist.
Wow.
A lot of things that you do definitely gives you a lot of fulfillment and return, maybe spiritually or whatnot. But it all only begins because there was many years ago you decided you want to pursue your career as a music therapy, to the extent that you were so courageous to quit your job and pursue it all the way, right? So I'm just wondering what drew you to, or what attracted you to be so firm and sure that this is what I wanted to. After reading the book, right? There was something that must have hit you or struck you to that. Aha, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, that's a very good question, because I actually did my master's in my late 20s. So I did not do my master's right after I finished my degree. That was because I actually wanted to allow myself to explore what are the different areas that is out there. I knew that I wanted to be, a doctor, chemical engineer, but then that didn't work out because I didn't do well in my A level. So it's like, okay, studying is definitely not my thing. Pharmacy also definitely not my thing because I cannot memorize so well. I have to memorize all the chemical and the medicine. So I kind of like, what I did was I kind of strike off one by one, which area of profession which I think I have tried, but I know it's not for me. So I guess, from being a music student in uni to being in a chemical company, working PR, doing PR, I think is like a very broad spectrum. And it kind of covers quite a bit of areas where I know that, okay, I can strike off knowing that I have tried and it's not for me, not for me, not for me, not for me. So therefore, the more I did it, the more I realized that I'm more courageous, like, yes, music therapy, yes, music therapy, yes, music therapy.
Sometimes once you start and the response is good and it's actually so fulfilling, I believe.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, my first 3 years was actually quite tough, quite challenging because, when you go to uni, they teach you all the knowledge and all the skills, but when you're actually practicing it, it's like,
Yeah, not using
it's
it.
so different. Like, I would cry after every session in the evening. I'll go home and cry, and then I'll message my mentor. Always super important for practitioners to have a mentor, especially in your first 5 years of practicing. I'll message her and say, can I talk to you now? Please, can I talk to you? Because I feel like a failure. I'm such a failure, I didn't do well. My kid didn't respond. My kid was just running around in the room, What was I doing, I'm wasting the parents' money and blah, 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 blah. So, but the more, like I said, the more I did it, the more it grew on me. The more I felt like, I will learn to understand and I learn to really use the skills that I've learned in uni and all my life, the music skills, how I can use it to work with the people that I see.
You feel sad that you had to go through the time where you had to doubted yourself and whatnot. But I think looking back, these were the important moment that had you not gone through it, you might not be so sure about this is what you want to do for the rest of your life. So
Exactly.
glad that you had a mentor
Yes.
who bring you back when you were down.
Yes.
And I think our listeners also have people who are therapists or therapists soon to be. And if you are looking for mentor, maybe you can consider these people here, not me.
Why not? A parent is the best.
Parents is the best
Yeah,
mentor for
best
us a lot of
example
times.
for us to learn from, Yeah, so Kevin is also a potential
But
mentor.
even I am still, for me, definitely there are a lot more to learn. And what I want to learn now from Sherrene is that I'm not so sure what is music therapy or what it does actually.
And
Can you
how-
share?
and how music therapy actually different with the the
Music class.
music class,
class.
right? Like all of us, actually, some of us also attended
Singing
music class when we were
class,
young,
yeah,
piano,
correct,
drums, and all these things. Yeah, I think Sherrene would be the best person who explain to us.
I tried. So after being a music therapist for so many years, it was still a challenge to try to, articulate what it is because the definition that is written is like 3 lines. It's super long. But I would like to give credit to my very, very good friend who's also a music therapist in Singapore. She actually inspired me to explain music therapy using a food analogy. So, okay, think.
For me,
Nice. Okay, great. So now I know how we can connect. All right, maybe I should sing more songs about food. So I was reflecting and thinking, and think of music therapy as a plate of nasi lemak. Yeah.
Make us
So
hungry.
nasi lemak, I know, right? And this coffee looks fantastic. To go with. So think of a plate of nasi lemak, and a nasi lemak consists of what? A sambal, a really nice sambal.
Yeah.
Rice, but not just rice, it's coconut rice, right? Other than that, we have the other elements, the condiments, the peanut, the anchovies, the cucumber. But again, the cucumber, sometimes you go to different shop, it's in different shape. Some cucumbers are round, some cucumbers are in like longish shape. Some they try to make some decorations on it, you know, they put effort into doing that. And then on top of that, what else do you find in nasi lemak?
Ayam goreng
Egg.
rempah.
Yeah, ayam goreng, right? But again, you get to choose the protein that goes with it. It could be ayam goreng rempah, could be sotong, sambal, could be kerang, could be rendang, right?
11 a.m.
I know, right? It's time for brunch. It could be, recently I went and tried this pork nasi lemak. So it was like rempah pork with the nasi lemak. So in a plate of nasi lemak, you have so many elements to it. Same thing with music. There's many elements to music. You have the beat, you have the melody, you have the harmony that goes with it. You have the pitch, high, low, loud, soft, right? So And as a music therapist, we use these different elements in music. We adapt it to meet the individual needs. So some people, they want to eat nasi lemak, but they don't like their sambal to be spicy. Some don't like the ikan bilis, the anchovies, because it's too salty. My son he only eat the anchovies because he loves salty stuff. Some of us choose sotong instead of chicken. So same thing. So in music therapy, we adapt the elements of music to meet the individual need.
Yeah.
And customizable.
Yeah. Yes, exactly, customizable. So did that analogy help you understand what music therapy?
So how does this customization help the child or the person?
Yeah. So that we will come when I demonstrate.
Wow.
Okay. So that I will show you how we use the elements of music to kind of adapt to that. All right. Coming back to what music therapy is also. Again, have you heard of botak nasi lemak?
Yeah. Near my house.
What is their tagline?
Number 2.
Second best in town. Why not first best? Because first best is very preferential. Your first best could be somebody else's third best, right? Carmen's first best is very different. It's very subjective. Similarly, in music therapy, music is very personal, and we use the music that is preferred by the client, the person that we work with. So, nasi lemak and music therapy. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes parents ask like, so what music should I use at home? You know, I will ask, what music does your child like?
Yeah.
Because my 6-year-old, he's already singing K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah.
When my 6-year-old 10 years ago, I was still singing nursery rhymes and if you're happy and you know it and you put your right hand in, put your right hand out, right?
Yes.
So time has evolved, and us as parents, as practitioners, we also need to evolve and know that the song list for a 6-year-old could be different
Correct.
depending on your exposure. My 4-year-old son, yesterday we were in the car, we were caught in the traffic, so I said, how about let's just each choose a song and then we sing together. Guess what song my 4-year-old chose? I don't wanna see you out that door, baby, bye bye bye.
Wow.
The NSYNC song.
That's my
Bye bye bye.
Zaman song.
Yeah, it's my Zaman punya song. But how do they know it? Because they listened to it and Deadpool,
Radio.
right? It was played in the Deadpool movie, but of course we didn't show them the Deadpool because it was very we feel a bit gory. But it was of course exposure from my side because I love that song. And I was like, oh yeah, Deadpool. See, this is Deadpool, and then this is the song, you know. And then my 6-year-old, you play Vanilla Ice Ice Baby. Dun, 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 dun. He can sing the song for you, you know. So again, it's very preference. I mean, it's very personal, and it depends on the exposure of the child. You know what song the parents are exposed them to, and what song they are exposed to as well. So that's why being a music therapist, our song list have to be very wide
You have
range.
to know every different types of songs.
Yeah,
to
and part of
meet.
what we do in the first few sessions is to assess what song this child like or this person like. Then we actually use that as the first level to build rapport, to build the trust. And then from then on, of course, depending on their individual need, again, back to Nasi Lemak, we work out the elements. We change the lyrics or we change the rhythm to fit, to kind of help them work on what they find challenging, and it goes on.
So after we have already know what they like, right? How does it? What's the goal of music therapy then? What are some of the objectives or areas that we could help the children? Say like he really like a particular preference already, we already assessed. Then what is the next thing that we in music therapy will work with, especially children? Autism.
So maybe this is the time that I make you sing, but I still remember your question about comparing traditional lessons and music therapy, which we will come back to it again. But I think this is a perfect time for me to kind of show you a song. So
Your time. Show time.
yeah, so I'm sure, I'm not going to put you on the spot or anything, but I'm just going to teach you first, or maybe just demonstrate. So I actually have a client who, she's 8 years old this year, and she's a Gestalt learner. So, right, she can say many, many scripts from TV and stuff like that, but when it comes to actual real life and wanting to do something, she struggles with
Words.
putting it into stringing it into a sentence.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So one way of her regulating herself is drawing. So when she came to my session, she was a bit dysregulated. So I said, okay, why not? Let's just draw first before we start our session. So she was drawing, and then she wanted something, and she was like, "Shoo, please." She was like kind of like. I was like wondering what is she saying. So she said a few times, and then she kind of got quite frustrated because I wasn't getting what she was trying to say. So this was the beginning of our journey together. And I was looking. She was asking for a tissue paper because she wanted to erase the drawing on the board. So I said, okay, how about say tissue, please? And then, but she was still struggling. So I took my guitar and I just started, and I was thinking, okay, what can I come up with to help her string a sentence? So I come up with, may I have a tissue, please? And then I looked at her, and she looked at me. And so I sing again, may I have a tissue, please? And then after going through that a few times, and she managed to actually sing, may I have a tissue, please? So that was how I used the element of music, which was pitch and singing, and she was able to just start learn.
Yes, just.
But she cannot string
Correct.
on her own. So what I did was put it into a song. She loves singing, right? And each time she asked for that, I would prompt her and say, and she will sing, may I have a tissue, please? Oh yeah, sure. You want a tissue? So that's how we actually kind of expand communication skills. Verbal, trying to string a sentence together. So I think one way of how I would involve the parent if the parent is in the session is I usually said, this is what I'm working with her. Whenever she requests something, you can replace tissue with something else. May I have a cup, please? May I have some water, please? So then she can continue to practice and practice and practice. The more we practice, the more neuroplasticity happens in the brain. The more they're able to acquire that skill that we want her to be, to be able to put it together, put the words together.
Interview one therapy after one therapist, then every time I will say, oh, I need to see this therapist.
Oh my gosh!
How your budget going to work?
Find out money already.
I know what you're thinking already.
So you see, that is something that I've been struggling with as a therapist as well. As much as we want to help, we also know parents are also struggling, with sending, their children for therapy, the time and the traffic and, So actually what I have been doing for the past maybe 6 years or so, because I wanted to make this sort of music learning more accessible. So coming back to learn music lessons, right? I actually been working with Trinity Malaysia, the exam board, to actually train music teachers to have the skill to work with neurodivergent students. So I provide, because they already have the music skills that they can pass down to their student, but what they feel that they lack in, but actually some of them don't, instinctively they can actually do it, is that they don't know how to learn to understand. So what I've been doing is I've been training them, providing them training, giving them the skills. Okay, like classroom management skills. What are the things that you need to consider, sensory wise, the smell, the look, the visual, the auditory, even like working on their sensory. How you can provide time in between your lesson, 30 minutes, like some time that they can regulate themselves. What can they do during that time? Bounce on the ball, bounce on the trampoline, jump on the trampoline, or if you have a student who cannot sit still on the piano chair is very hard, by the way. Some of it is really like flat. What can they do? Instead of using a piano chair, use a gym ball.
Correct. Yeah.
What's wrong with using, or even a chair that I'm sitting on, I can turn, but my hands can still be here. If you're learning guitar, I can still turn and still strum a guitar. So does it really matter if you sit on a stool or a chair that enables the child to still move around, but at the same time, it actually helps the child to be able to focus in their learning.
Correct.
Yeah, so these are some of the things that I kind of like work with the music teachers that I've been doing for the past.
Some little changes that is to adapt to our kids' sensory needs.
That's right.
To make them focus.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And also, like, they often ask me, what do I do if the child comes in and start kicking and crying and stomping and, So those are some of the things that I help them unpack. So why do you see that behavior? What's underneath that behavior? What happened before? What can you do? So I think some of the teachers, they actually found the training helpful, and I'm still in touch with some of them because I actually refer them to music lessons, no longer a music therapist, because some children, after going through a certain time of music therapy, they are actually ready and they actually develop the interest to want to learn an instrument. So that's where I kind of refer them to the teachers that have gone through my training so that it becomes affordable. And also they get to be in an environment that's no longer considered like a therapy. You know what I mean?
Therapy setting.
Yes.
And more time slot to choose also compared to just you alone, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's 5 teachers available as compared to 1 music therapist that's available, Yeah, so that's what I've been doing as well, in addition to having my prayer clients, because I see the value and the need there. Yeah, to make it more accessible.
So you were right to say she's the pioneer.
She is.
I have really 3 or 4 seniors who really did a very good job laying the foundation before I came back. So I really want to appreciate them for their job well done, and providing that space for us to grow. Yeah. So coming back to traditional lessons and music therapy, I think what I can think of is 3 very distinct differences. First of all, you don't need to have music skills to attend music therapy sessions.
Okay.
Yeah, you can come in with 0 music skills. Second of all, I think while learning learning an instrument could be an outcome from a music therapy session, but mastering it is not a necessity, the primary objective. Yeah, what we look at is the process of mastering it. The process, how did the child develop that skill to be able to master playing the instrument? Yeah. So for example, like this drum that I have, some children that we work with, they have very poor grips. That's why they cannot write, cannot hold a pencil well. So what we do is I would have beater with different sizes. So we start off with the bigger ones that's easier to grip. Then we proceed to a thinner one. So as they progress, and then we get them to hit the drum. Of course, sometimes it starts with just very soft because the grip is weak and it falls off easily. So as they go along, you can see that they progress in the strength of their grip and they're able to boom, 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 and the excitement of having to sound the drum really loudly actually encourages them to really hold it really tight and really use all the strength and the energy that they have. Yeah, so that's the second difference. And I think the third difference is that music therapy is conducted by a trained music therapist. Yeah. So music lesson is like a music teacher, music educator. Yeah. So that's the three distinct differences that I can share.
I would like to also guide us a little bit to go through how a music therapy session will look like, maybe.
So I've given you an example of the Gestalt learner. So the next one, I think many of the children that I work with and also parents who send their children for music therapy and say, can you work on emotional regulation, because they know that music speaks to the emotions, you know. But sometimes we fail to realize that helping the child to be aware of what's happening to their body is part of feeling the emotions. Like when you're scared, what happens to your body?
Tense.
Tense? Face red? Sweating? How about your heart?
Heartbeat faster.
Heartbeat fast. And then you just like want to, run away from the situation, right? So I actually have a song, and credit to my former intern, who is now also a very successful music therapist. Her name is Sandra, and I told her to write this song and kind of like guide her through the process of writing it, because we wanted to work on emotional regulation with this client. So this is how the song goes. When I feel good, there's a smile on my face. I wave my hands like I just don't care. Feelings, oh feelings, they are part of me. Feelings, oh feelings, I just wanna be me. When I feel angry, I stomp my feet. Don't ask me why, cause I don't know why. It's true, when you're angry, you really don't know why, you just know that you're upset. Feelings, oh feelings, they are part of me. Feelings, oh feelings, I just wanna be me. There we go. When I feel scared, sometimes I cry. My heart beats fast, and I just wanna hide. Feelings, oh feelings, I just wanna be me. Feelings, oh feelings, I just wanna be me. So the song goes on and on to talk about the different feeling. Like when you feel tired, what happens? You yawn, and then you just feel sleepy and you lie down. So through that, we support the child in being aware of what's happening to the body. Right? That's the feeling, and then we help them put that into words.
Is there a part of the lyric that say when I'm hungry, what I do?
So it actually the song
So
actually
true.
kind of like, now that I see the song, right, the lyrics has become so
Getting
long
more.
because it has adapted to many different clients, and one of them were hungry. So the parents were like telling me, my child cannot tell me when he's hungry, but all he can do is cry. I was like, how do I do hungry? Huh? So I was thinking, okay, when I feel hungry, what do we do?
Eat.
I just wanna eat. But then they are not able to tell you. So, but they can feel it, right? So I changed the lyrics to say, when I feel hungry, something like my stomach's pain. Yeah. I feel angry and I just want something, Yeah. So what we are trying to say is your stomach will feel something. So most probably is you need a food. Yeah. So then the last two lines is just really consistent across to say that these are your feelings, and it's okay to be you, to be me. It's okay to have that feelings. So that's one of the songs that we use for emotional regulation. So the other example that I wanted to share with you is like if we work on social interaction skills, and if you break social social interaction skills down, one of it is actually listening skills, the ability to be able to listen, active listening. Okay, so this is when you guys will be involved. All right, who would like to go first? So the first one will be a drum.
I can start first. Is
Yeah,
okay?
sure. There you go.
I don't know what
last
I'm
one will be
singing.
most challenging.
Don't worry. So again, it's
should I do?
active listening skills. So it's me singing and then you just responding to the song.
Okay.
Oh yeah, just so. Okay, so the song goes like this. Can you play the drum?
Okay.
Can you play the drum? Can you play the drum? Can you play the drum? Yeah. So without me teaching you the song, you're actually playing it correct. So the song goes, can you play the drum? And you hit twice. Right? So I will just wait. So sing, can you play the drum? Yeah. You just take your time to respond.
Yeah.
Right? So from there, I would move on to, can you play the maracas?
And shake, shake, shake.
Yeah! So of course before this, I would already introduce the different instruments to the child so that the child knows this is the name of the instrument. If not, we might have some visual cards in front of it with the name if they can already read it. Yeah? Can you play the maracas? Yes. Can you play the tambourine?
What's that?
Tambourine.
Tambourine. Yeah!
I only can
Yes, and you can play the tambourine. Yes.
Normally conducted in a group, normally.
Well, you can do it in a group or in an individual session, but what I'm demonstrating now, if you can imagine with just one kid, an individual session. Yeah, so if it's a group session, sometimes I'll do like a more of engaging with bigger group. So again, I'll have many who holds the maracas or holds the shaker, then they can all play together.
Many skills are going to, so just now I have to wait for your cue to come in.
Exactly.
I need to listen to the beat also, and knowing your turn, my turn, now it's your turn as my turn.
Yeah.
A lot of underlying skills
Exactly.
that being practiced.
Exactly. Yeah, just through that one small little activity that we just did. Yeah, so from there, once I introduce that song, usually I try to use the same song to expand it into different areas. Who would like to try the xylophone?
This is a xylophone.
So as you can see, it's like very well used. It's all stuck with plasters and
You need a new
but
xylophone.
yeah, I definitely do. But this is nostalgic because it's the first xylophone that I had when I started my work.
But I don't think it's easy to get it.
Exactly, and it's still, although it's broken everywhere, but with plaster and with cellophane tape, is still working well. And if you just strike one note, it still sounds really good.
Many children have learned from here, so it's important to preserve it.
Exactly. That's for me. I mean, once I retire, I might just frame it. And it's like, this is one of the first instruments that I use in my work. Yeah, so can you play red color? Can you play blue color? Can you play orange? Yes, and yes, you can play the xylophone. Yeah. So talented. So talented, yes.
Your reward, your coffee.
No, but I mean, but from there, I might just work on, following a color chart or something like that. But again, if my goal is listening skills, what I just did is with the same song, I actually just tweak one of the element in the music, which is the lyrics. And I work on different things, instrument, colors, but I'm still working on active listening.
So the child will be more sensitive to the different small change in the word.
Exactly.
And I like it because some of the kids, they really, their interest is really on musical instruments. You know, they want sound as the feedback. They don't, they prefer, if given all this sound feedback than a person feedback, they prefer this. So that's why some of the kids actually, music therapists can do wonder in
Yes.
their intervention.
It's like a change from, a lot of voices and speaking. When you go to school, it's teachers' voices, therapists' voices, and then you go for different therapies, it's lots of voices. So sometimes I actually don't talk at all in the session. I just sing, and I just use my singing like, what shall we play today? Instead of giving an instruction. Yeah. So another last one. Hopefully we have time for it. You can walk and talk. You can dance and sing. Round and round a rosy ring. You can swim in the sea. You can swim in the swimming pool. And you can fly through space. Can you show me how you fly? But can you make a dancing face? Wiggle your nose and blink your eyes and lift your eyebrow and look surprised. Wiggle your mouth, make a funny sound, and poke out your tongue and move it all around. Again, more. Ruffle your hair, ruffle your hair and puff your cheeks and pull your ears and click your teeth. Eyebrows up and eyebrows down and make a sound and make a frown and put it together. It's all it takes for you to make a dancing face. Dancing face. So there we go. So that's one of the songs that I like to use as well, because as you can see at the end, right, the child is like, huh? It's so funny, like your face, and they will try to do all this. So imagine if it's, for you, you feel attracted to it. I think for children, it can be quite fun as well during the session. And when it's fun, they learn. Yeah.
When I sing, right, my son will say, I don't want, daddy, quiet.
Does it mean the children also have to love music to start with?
Sorry?
The children who comes to you, they also have to love music to start with.
That is a myth actually, because I have worked with children who actually dislike music. Like I had one client who, he actually can't even stand the sight of me with my guitar. Yeah. So what I did was, okay, if, I'm not sure if he had prior negative experiences with guitar, or he is just not used to new things, not exposed to new things. But later I realized that he is actually very sensitive to sound, because even in his classroom, he actually put a headphone on. So what I did with him was that, okay, I don't take my guitar in my session, so I just use all the other instruments that he was fine with. But from there, I intentionally put my guitar beside me and said, would you like to strum the guitar? Or do you want to have a look at the guitar? What's happening? So many times I feel that if we have the child or the person to explore the instruments by themselves, they're actually more open to the sound, or using it later on in the sessions.
Gradual incremental exposure. In your work, Sherrene, have you worked with children who are not yet verbal or non-verbal?
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe you can share a little about this experience for parents especially.
So I've worked with so many clients, so I can think of one who still stuck with me today. When his mom called me that time, he was actually 13. So he has severe cerebral palsy, and when I saw him, he was on the wheelchair, and the only part of his body that was able to really move was his eyes. Not even his head. He was also struggling to move his head. So his mom intention was like, Sherrene, I don't know what else to do with him because he's not communicating, he's not doing anything. So can you just do something? I said, I will try. So my goal for him was really to just build that connection and to observe what is his mode of communication. How does he communicate? For the first 3 to 6 months that I went, I would just sing. Then I looked at him. Then he
Continue singing.
So as we move on, progress on, for me, I'm without any words, but through my singing, I'm telling you that when you respond with a is a cue for me, to continue, or that you are singing with me. So I said, thank you for singing with me. So from humming, I actually moved on to trying to make a sound, because that's developmentally when a child develops, that's the first sound that they make, right? Or they coo, right? So so I sang so I from I said and then from he So after 6 months, his mom realized that his mode of communication was then And as we walk along, he actually used his eyes to, I will ask him, which instrument do you want? I put 2 here. So I can see that his eyes was like, then he would actually really stare at the instrument that he wanted. So I told Mom, I said, he is communicating, but we are missing it. So after 3 years, Mom was very good, diligent. Every night she practices singing and with him based on what I teach her in the session, and she said, Sherrene is amazing. He is responding, and she got so excited. And then after 3 years, she said, Sherrene, you wouldn't believe it. He now wants to join the dinner table where all the family is having dinner together. And he wants to be part of the conversation, and he would respond, And then Mom can ask him, do you want mihun or you want rice today? And he can tell her. Previously, she would decide for him. It is the same every week, So I said, that's really great. And for him, I feel like he would feel really empowered and know that there is people who understands him the way he communicates now, and he feels like he can decide for himself, being autonomous and being a grown up to make these decisions for himself. So that's non-verbal.
It's very powerful, right?
And also increase the quality of the family's life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Making choice over, like for dinner, I think from just you teach him to choose one instrument that he wants, but then he can also use that same skill and communicating to the parents.
And I cannot emphasize the importance of parents and caregivers' involvement, in the work that, us as therapists do, because we only see them once a week, or 2 times a week. But parents are there with them most of the time, especially like this client, he needed a caregiver 24/7. So Mom was there with him most of the time. Yeah.
I think not just the family quality life, but also for the child, right? He finally like can become a member of the family
Yeah.
because previously the family cannot understand the communication,
yeah.
so there was no interaction at all. So it's
Right.
like just to get live together, but it's not really
Correct.
part of the whole family.
And also having control of
Yeah.
what he wants lah. Yeah.
It's interesting that you mentioned quality of life because Cochrane Review. Cochrane Review is like one of the top review papers that the researchers use to review all the research that's being done about certain topic, and they compile it, and they come up with like a summary of what are the findings from all the research, and they did one in 2022 about music therapy for autistic people. And one of the positive effect that music therapy can see is quality of life, the increase in quality of life. Yeah. After doing this so many years, I still feel like I know nothing, because now that I'm more exposed in terms of like, the inclusion and advocating work, I actually feel like I don't know anything.
I think this is good because if you think you know everything, then there will not be any improvement or the new purpose may not have born also.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. That's how we learn and grow.
Okay. We come to the end of our podcast, and would like you to share with us, a word of one message, that you want to send to the parents.
Well, like Kevin said, I think some parents also have the same feeling like you. Like when you sing, your son tells you not to sing.
I will still sing
Yeah,
nonetheless.
it's great because some parents feel that I'm not a good singer, then I don't use music with my kid. But my message is that you don't. Music is very accessible nowadays. You can access music anywhere, everywhere, all the time. But I have my reservations about playing music the whole day, because then music does not become a special experience for our kids at some point. So you don't need to be a singer or a musician to do music with your kid. If your kid doesn't want you to sing, you can use many other elements of a nasi lemak, of a music to connect. When my kids were younger, we will be stuck in the traffic, and then I'll be just banging on the car seat, or the headrest of the car seat. I will just pluck it out, and then I'll just take it out because it's nice, something new, like a hammer, right? With the old cars, now new cars, I'm not sure if they have like the EVs. So I will put it there, then I'll just tap on the head seat, like, then I'll put the head seat on my son's lap. And I'll look at him, okay, give it a try. Then, of course, sometimes he would try to mimic, or he'll do his own rhythm. Then I'll mimic him, or I'll do my own rhythm, and then it becomes a interaction already. You're already practicing social skills, you're already practicing listening, you're practicing looking at each other, understanding gestures, non-verbal communication. So you can do that anywhere. Yeah. If I can share a few more ideas that parents can do at home, when I always find a lot of parents nowadays, we are very busy. I know because I have two kids, one 6 and one 4. But I treasure times like bath time and meal times and car rides, because that is the time where I can have their attention, their full attention.
Yes.
Unless you are the one driving.
Unless you're the one driving, yes. So I'm always fortunate that I have my husband driving when we are on the road. But yes, you are right. When I'm driving, I cannot do what I can do. I can only sing lah. Yeah, you can have karaoke sessions in the car. But whenever I have the chance to, I will do something like the head seat example, or like bath time. I will do naming body parts. This is the way you wash your hair, wash your hair, wash your hair. Then you change to this is the way you wash your body. Okay, you go to armpit, this is armpit, and then this is the way you wash your hands. late at night. Yeah, it's late at night now. We have to faster shower. So that's the time where you have their whole attention to you because they are just sitting down there or standing there. So that's a precious 5 minutes there for you. I'm brushing teeth. And then
Mealtime
meal
就是
times, yes, meal times. So I remember one of my ex-clients' mom told me he was non-verbal until he was quite old, like 7 or 8 years old. So she was a little bit worried, and she was like, everything that she do with the son, you put it into a song. Like, drink this water, now's your turn, now's your turn.
Suddenly the whole house becomes sound of music.
Yeah, yeah. But I have to commend the mom for being brave, and creative in including music into every part of what they do.
Because when you sing, meaning the person is actually emotionally also regulated. You can't sing when you're very angry, I think.
You are right.
Like,
You are right. Yes, you are right.
I believe it's a total different emotion state.
Exactly. So the adult ourselves, we are at a regulated state, and then our child would feel regulated as well. Yeah. So use more music, not just turning on music, but us actively using music, as in singing or playing and stuff like that. Yeah.
I ask how to find music therapies in Malaysia, especially.
Oh yes, now we are more organized because there's more of us in the country. You can go to the website, the Malaysian Music Therapy Association website, which is www.mnta.org.my, and click on Find a Music Therapist, and there's a list of us there. So yeah, so it also have like where we are based at and which area that we work with, which center that we are based with. Yeah, so I think that would be very helpful for parents.
You have to train more music therapists and music teacher to be more aware and how to conduct or support children on the spectrum as well. But for this, we thank you so much for your time and also all the preparation and the nice music, the lyrics and everything that I have learned. And I think our audience and listeners will also learn a lot. Especially maybe most of us will be like first time open our eyes to what is or who is a music therapist, what they do, right? Yeah. And now is a good time to talk nasi lemak. It's about lunchtime already. But with that, thank you so much again, Sherrene, and thank you also for your attention to our audience. Goodbye and sing more song, play more music. Okay, bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.